Hope you're enjoying the episode that you listened to so far, and if you are, take a quick listen to this. If you ever thought about starting your own podcast because you love to talk, you love to debate, you want to get your thoughts out there to the world, but you got questions. How do I distribute it? How do I record it? How do I get it to host? There's only one answer for you, and that's Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it is 100% free. Not only 100% free, but easy to use. So if you want to go ahead and start that podcast and get your brand out there, go to anchor.fm/start. Again, that is anchor.fm/start to go ahead and start on your brand right here, right now. So what you waiting on? Get on it. You ready? I'm ready. The Playmakers Bar Podcast present Hoops Talk, hosted by Darnell the Playmaker Salins. NBA, college basketball, playoffs, March Madness. No matter what, we talking hoops, man. Let's get it. Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Down there, the Playmaker Silence here, bringing you this week's edition of Hoops Talk. Now, we sitting here the days after Valentine's weekend. Hope you had a great Valentine's weekend. Hope you did something special for the loved ones that you got. But for this episode, let's go ahead and let's get into talking some basketball, shall we? Let's start off in the college basketball ranks, and the one thing that jumps out is that freshman player Jalen Johnson of the Duke Blue Devils has opted out for the rest of the season to prepare for the NBA draft. Now, he has a right to make his choice, and he made it. I don't like the choice because you need to start what you finish. You don't play half the year, and all of a sudden you just want to sell it because the season ain't going the way that you want it to go. Now, if dude was ranked in the top 25, being top 10 as they usually are, I promise you Jaylen Johnson would not have opted out the rest of the season. I promise you that. But the fact they're not ranked, and the fact this season is struggling, and this is one of the most struggling seasons Coach K has had since being the head coach of Duke, we'll be talking about a very long time. Jalen Johnson wants to opt out and prepare for the NBA draft. I don't like this trend. If you're going to do something, you see it to the end. Now, if it's health reasons, I'll understand. Health problems, family problems, I understand. But to just opt out and to prepare for the NBA draft, I don't like that. Now, if you say, hey, I have some health issues, like Keontae Johnson for the University of Florida, he's not playing the rest of the season because of what happened to him back when they went to Tallahassee and played, when he just collapsed out of nowhere on the floor. I understand not playing the rest of the season, but just opting out to prepare for the future just because the season ain't going well, I don't like that. I don't like it one bit. I don't like that. But he has the right to make his own choice. So he made his choice, and he's going to prepare for the NBA draft. Fine. The NBA allows it. The NCAA allows it. So, hey, he ain't breaking no rules. So I'm not going to be too hard on him. He ain't breaking a rule. I just don't like the fact that you're going to start something and you don't want to see it through. It's just me. But moving on. Last time I left y'all, we was getting ready for a big weekend in college basketball, as it was Valentine's weekend. Take a look back. The 19th ranked Creighton Blue Jays pulled off the upset over the 5th ranked Nova Wildcats in the Big East. 86-70, big win. Won by 16 points. That's a very good win for the Creighton Blue Jays. Very impressive. Mitch Borlock, 20 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists to lead the way for the Blue Jays in a big win. Also another win, the 10th ranked Missouri Tigers was upset at home against the Arkansas Razorbacks, 86-81. Justin Smith for the Arkansas Razorbacks led the way, 19 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Big road win for the Arkansas Razorbacks as they build that resume to make the NCAA tournament. Very big win. Bad loss for the Missouri Tigers. Let's see, can they bounce back? Ranked versus ranked matches down in the Big 12 up in West Virginia. We had the 12th ranked Oklahoma Sooners versus the 14th ranked West Virginia Mountaineers, and the Sooners took it 91-90 in overtime. Big win for the Oklahoma Sooners as they continue to build up an impressive resume. You will see the Oklahoma Sooners in the NCAA tournament. Best believe that. Austin Reeves led the way for the Sooners with 28 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. He was working on a triple-double, and they needed every bit of what he brought to the table that day on Saturday. Not to mention going back to the SEC because we had another upset. The 16th-ranked Tennessee Volunteers went to Baton Rouge, Louisiana to take on the LSU Tigers, and they fell to the Tigers 78-65. 13-point win for the LSU Tigers. Good win. Good resume building win for the LSU Tigers as they try to make their way towards the NCAA tournament. Cameron Thomas led the way for the Tigers with 25 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. Impressive. Before I get to the big matchup that took place on Valentine's Day, we had a 2-game series down in the Missouri Valley Conference as the Loyola Chicago and Drake played their first game on Saturday, and Loyola Chicago ranked 22nd in the country. Gave it to Drake 81-54 on Saturday. They replayed it back on Sunday, Valentine's Day, and Drake took that one 51-50 in overtime. So as it stands right now in the Missouri Valley Conference, it's either Drake or Loyola Chicago. Could it be possible they can get 2 wins? We shall see. But to split that series is a big win for Drake, because the split means that you still have some control over your destiny into the NCAA tournament. Now, if you would have lost both games to Loyola Chicago, it would have been done for you, because Loyola Chicago would have ran away with the conference. But now that y'all are evenly matched, we shall see when conference tournament play happens for the Missouri Valley Conference. Then a big game on Valentine's Day Sunday. Number 3 Michigan Wolverines went on the road to Madison, Wisconsin to take on the 21st ranked Wisconsin Badgers. With the win of 67-59, the Michigan Wolverines took that one, overcoming a 12-point halftime deficit to win, outscoring the Badgers of Wisconsin 40-20 in the second half. Juwan Howard has his team believing, has his team ready to go. They are doing great things. Besides Gonzaga and Baylor, who's 1-2, the third best team in the NCAA is the Michigan Wolverines, with a record of, I believe, 14-1. You have to be impressed of what's going on up in, in Ann Arbor, Michigan, with the Wolverine basketball team. If their football team can, somehow duplicate what the basketball team is doing, Jim Harbaugh would be all right. But the problem is, they're not doing it. But Juwan Howard, he's got that team believing. He got that team playing ball. 14-1 on the season. Can they continue it? We shall see. And then last night, Monday, February 15th, the defending national champions, the 7th-ranked Cavaliers of Virginia, took one on the chin at 16th-ranked Florida State Seminoles, 81-60. A great team effort with the leading scorer for Florida State Seminoles had like 15 points. It was a great team win for the Seminoles. The defending champs took one on the chin. Right on the chin. They got to regroup on that one. Unfortunately, we won't get to see Baylor versus West Virginia. That was been played last night. It was postponed. We'll see what the makeup date is, if there is one. But that's all you need to catch up on when it comes to this past week of college basketball. Some games to look forward to tonight on this great Tuesday, February 16th. 20th ranked 20th ranked Missouri Tigers trying to bounce back from that upset loss to Arkansas, are on the road to Georgia. Big game on the SEC Network, 7 p.m. Georgia needs this win to build a resume, and Missouri needs to bounce back from that upset loss. Sticking with the SEC. Speaking of Arkansas, they are ranked 24th and they are at home against the Florida Gators. My Florida Gators. 7 p.m. ESPN2. Arkansas need this win to keep it rolling, and Florida needs this win because they've been up and down. They had some impressive wins like against Tennessee. They had some crazy ones, some crazy losses like to South Carolina at home. So the Gators need this win on the road just as much as Arkansas need this win at home. So either way, whoever wins this game takes a big step towards the NCAA tournament. Going to the Big Ten, Michigan State on the road to Purdue. Both teams need this win, just like I said about Arkansas and Florida. Same can be said with this Michigan State-Purdue game, 7 p.m. ESPN. The winner of this game takes a step towards the NCAA tournament. The loser has to fight that much harder. We're going to head to the A10 real quick because it's Dayton versus Rhode Island, 7 p.m. CBS Sports Network. Dayton. So I say Dayton, my God. Dayton. Trying to keep the momentum going as they've been showing. Rhode Island, they're trying to get back to the NCAA tournament, so it'll be a good game. If you can watch that game and see how that goes. And then to close out tonight, we have the Big East. Xavier is at St. John's, 8:30 FS1. Another big game for both teams. They need a win to pad their resume to get going towards the NCAA tournament and the Big East tournament. Then tomorrow you can catch a rivalry like none other. 12th ranked Texas Longhorns are going to Norman, Oklahoma to take on their arch rival, the 9th ranked Oklahoma Sooners. 6 p.m. ESPN2 on Wednesday. Oklahoma has been known on patting their resume with great ranked wins. They can add another one. And Texas can do one as well. This one will go a very long way towards the Big 12 tournament and the NCAA tournament. Will it be the Longhorns or the Sooners vying for a big spot? Not only in the conference tournament, but in the NCAA tournament. Behind Baylor. Down to the ACC, a old rivalry renewed yet again from the Big East to the ACC. Syracuse is at Louisville. First game back for Louisville in about a week or two span, I think. We shall see if the Cardinals are ready to play. Jim Boeheim and the Orangemen, they need this win. They've been up and down as well. They need this win. Big game for the ACC. Head down to the A10. VCU versus Richmond. We know about VCU. We know about Richmond. Who wants to win more? And who wants to pad? Who wants to build their resume more even further to make it to the NCAA tournament? Then we go to the Southern Conference. For any Southern Conference people out there, this is a game I want y'all to watch intently because it's two teams that are very familiar of making the NCAA tournament and doing big things around this time of the year. The Mercer are at East Tennessee State. Let's see what can happen between East Tennessee State and Mercer. One win can be a huge boost towards that Southern Conference tournament and launching them into the NCAA tournament. So for any Southern fans out there, if you got ESPN Plus, 7 p.m., Mercer and East Tennessee State, it's a game for you to watch on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Going back to the Big Ten to close out Wednesday's big game to look at, Minnesota is at Indiana. Big Ten Network, 9 p.m. Indiana wants to bounce back from losing at Ohio State. They had a chance of pulling off a big upset. Ohio State wasn't having it. They sent the message early. Minnesota has been sneaky good. Now a lot talks about Minnesota, but a win in Indiana can go a long way for this program. And then we get to Thursday, big game Thursday. 15 ranked Red Raiders of Texas Tech taking that trip to Fort Worth, Texas to take on their rival TCU, Texas Christian University. Time and place, time and network channel to be determined on that one. We're going to head over to the American Conference. 6th ranked Houston Cougars traveling to Kansas, Wichita, to take on the Wichita State Shockers. 7 p.m. ESPN2. That's a big road game for the 6th-ranked Cougars. Can they avoid the upset in Kansas on Thursday? Wichita State is usually around the time when they start to build that resume to start making the tournament. This is around that time where Houston be the first victim, or will they survive? Going up to the Big Ten, back to the Big Ten. 11th-ranked Iowa Hawkeyes, led by, I think, the nation's best player, and Luka Garza, on the road to 21st-ranked Wisconsin Badgers, 7 p.m. Right now it says ESPN3. I wonder if you can find on another channel or something. But it's a big game. Wisconsin needs this win after they blew their 12-point lead at halftime to Michigan at home. Now you got a number 11 coming in your house. You can't lose both games. You got to win one of them. So you got to do something, Wisconsin. Iowa's looking good. Iowa looks poised to be in the tournament, but they can pad their resume though with a ranked win over 21 and on the road. I want to see how this one goes for the top-ranked team in the country. That would be the number 1 Gonzaga Bulldogs, as they are at home to take on St. Mary's. These games usually be good. Gonzaga has won most of them, but they usually are good games. I want to see how this one goes between St. Mary's and Gonzaga. 9 p.m. So for those of you out on the West Coast, let me know how the game goes. I would like to know if St. Mary's can hang with Gonzaga, or Gonzaga is that damn good. Because right now, Gonzaga is that damn good. Let's see what St. Mary's can bring to the table. And then to close out, FS1, 9 p.m. Big Ten. Michigan, number 3 ranked team in the country, at home in Ann Arbor. Here come Rutgers. Rutgers started off very great to begin the season. Started off very great. Then they hit a little slow. They've been up and down. But a win in Ann Arbor against the 3rd-ranked team in the country will go a very long way for that program. A program who has not been known for basketball. They've been known for football, but has not been known for basketball. This will go a very long way for the Scarlet Knights here. Let's see if they can get this big road win Thursday night in Ann Arbor. That's all the college basketball I got for you on this one. So I'm going to switch gears. We're going to head over to the NBA ranks, the professional ranks here. And starting off, Blake Griffin is to sit out in Detroit as Detroit Pistons work on either a buyout or a trade for Blake Griffin. Most people think a good landing spot for Mr. Blake Griffin would be the Lakers. I don't know. I haven't seen Blake Griffin in a while. Might be a reason why. But just wondering, seeing how things go. See if Blake Griffin is definitely not Blake Griffin anymore. So, also word that Andre Drummond could be on the trading block as well, up in Cleveland. Let's see if the word is the Nets could use him. They might need him. See how that goes. But if the Nets do get Andre Drummond from Cleveland, 1, what do they give up to get him? And 2, the NBA better look out. Andre Drummond with Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving to solidify that front court, that center position. Beware if that happens. Speaking of the Lakers, Anthony Davis is going to be out 2 to 3 weeks with a calf strain injury. See how that works out. Especially with it will be LeBron headlining the way for a while. That's just some of the news and notes that I got right now. Let's go back and see what took place over the weekend. Saturday, Phoenix Suns got a big win over the Philadelphia 76ers. Joel Embiid tried his best. 35 points, 8 rebounds, but he was outshined by Devin Booker with 36 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. Suns took the win 120 to 111 over the Sixers on Saturday. The big headline from Sunday, Portland Trail Blazers got a big road win against the Dallas Mavericks. Luka Doncic, 44 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists in the losing effort because Dame Dolla came through 34 points, 11 rebounds, and the game winning 3 to give the Blazers the 3-point lead that ultimately gave them the 3-point victory. 121-118. Yesterday, we saw Ben Simmons do a career high, 42 points. Now with 9 rebounds and 12 assists. And they losing effort to the Utah Jazz. 134-123. Ben Simmons was outshined by Jordan Clarkson, who came off the bench and dropped 40 points off the bench. Off the bench and you dropped 40. We ain't even talking about Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, Joe Ingles. Jordan Clarkson came off the bench against the Philadelphia 76ers. By the way, who did not have Embiid and did not have Dwight Howard. Embiid was a late scratch with back soreness. I believe reports had it that Dwight Howard had a death in the family. Condolences to the Howard family. Prayers go out to you guys on the death. But to come off the bench, Jordan Clarkson didn't drop 40. It's remarkable. Good job, sir. And the Jazz, I believe they are on a 7-game win streak right now. They had an 11-game win streak and then there was snap, but now they're on a 7-game win streak. The Utah Jazz is something different. The Utah Jazz, look. We know the Lakers. We know the Clippers. We now know the Nets. We know Milwaukee. We know Boston. We know Denver. Utah Jazz. The Utah Jazz with the best record in the NBA. Let that marinate. Utah Jazz. As we still moving on in the season. We are halfway through February. The Utah Jazz have the best record in the NBA. Another note. Without Kawhi Leonard, without Paul George, and even without Patrick Beverly, without 3 starters, the LA Clippers beat the Miami Heat 125-118. Jimmy Butler, 30 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, a triple-double. Still wasn't enough. Marcus Morris Sr., 32 points to lead the way for the Clippers. Yet no Paul George, no Kawhi Leonard, and the Miami Heat lose to the LA Clippers. Miami has lost its edge. Miami is not playing with the toughness that they played last season in the playoffs. That's not the same Miami team that we saw in the bubble. I don't know what this Miami team is. But the Miami team that was in the bubble, that made it to the NBA Finals, was gritty, was edgy, was tough, physical. Whatever you threw at them, they threw it back at you. I don't know with this Miami team. I don't know what's going on. Look at the stats. Jimmy Butler getting the stats. Duncan Robinson ain't been the sniper that he is. Tyler Hero, he doing what he can off the bench. Where is Kendrick Nunn? Where is Kendrick Nunn? Can somebody please find me Kendrick Nunn, please? Bam Adebayo, he's a double-double machine, as he should be. But somebody find me Kendrick Nunn, please. With sugar on top. Now let's look forward to tonight. What games we have going forward. Tonight, the Denver Nuggets take that trip to the East Coast, to the TD Garden building to take on the Boston Celtics, who have been up and down lately. They've been up and down. They last game they played, they lost to the Washington Wizards. By the way, the Washington Wizards are starting to find a way to win games now. It's good to see for those of you who are living in the DC area. But Boston, 500 right now, 13-13 on the season. Brad Stevens. You have Jason Tatum in the making of a superstar. You have Jaylen Brown in the making of a superstar. Kemba Walker, one of the best point guards in the league. What is going on with the Celtics here? Why are y'all 500 at this point right now? I need better from the Boston Celtics. It needs to start tonight when you take on Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, and the Denver Nuggets. By the way, shout out to the Denver Nuggets, who returned the favor against the LA Lakers by beating them 122-105 on Sunday. LeBron James had 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists, but it was all about Nikola Jokic, the Joker. The Joker had a triple-double with 23 points, 16 rebounds, and 10 assists. As they returned the favor of what the Lakers did to them back in Staples Center early in the week, they returned the favor on Sunday. So good job for the Nuggets not getting that task. It's an East Coast trip to Boston. That'll be 7 p.m. 8 p.m. tonight. It's the Toronto Raptors against the Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks, they lost their last game to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Giannis is doing Giannis things. But where's the rest of the crew? Where's Chris Middleton? Brook Lopez, Drew Holiday, Pat Connaughton. Where is why are we struggling right now? Milwaukee. This supposed to be y'all year. Yes, the Brooklyn Nets got the big three. We know that. But before they even had the big three, we already knew Kevin Durant was coming back. We knew Kyrie Irving was going to play. And we're still talking about Milwaukee being that team. They ain't even talk about Milwaukee being that team. They ain't even talk about Boston being that team. It's all about the Brooklyn Nets when it comes to the East. It's all about the Brooklyn Nets when it comes to the East. So, Miami, who are the reigning defending Eastern Conference champion, what you gonna do about it? Milwaukee, what you gonna do about it? Boston, what you gonna do about it? I just said Boston got Denver tonight. Milwaukee has Toronto tonight. Toronto ain't been the same since Kawhi left. They ain't been the same since Kawhi left. Now, last season, they did do well. They got to the Eastern Conference semifinals, but they ran the Boston Celtics and lost in 7. All of a sudden, they playing their games in Tampa instead of Toronto. And it probably ain't working out for them like they thought it would. That might be what it is. They're not really at home, so they playing a lot of road games. I'll give them some slack on that. I'll cut them some slack on that one. But, hey. When it comes to the East, it's all about one team. And it's the Brooklyn Nets. And by the way, they are the second half of the doubleheader in TNT tonight. The first one will be New Orleans and Memphis. Zion Williamson versus John Morant. We'll see how that goes. But both teams are pretty mediocre right now, so we'll see how that goes. But the real game for tonight is the Brooklyn Nets. They all continue their West Coast trip. Anyway, great win at Golden State. By the way, Kevin Durant didn't have to do much in his return to the Bay Area to play Golden State. But now you take on the Phoenix Suns, led by Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, and Chris Paul. I would love to watch that game. We're talking 10:30 TNT. That's gonna be a good one to watch, people. So you can stay up late night, watch you some basketball tonight. The Brooklyn Nets with the big three of James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant take on Phoenix's big three in DeAndre Ayton, Devin Booker, and Chris Paul. That's tonight's matchup. Let's go to tomorrow's matchup, Wednesdays. ESPN doubleheader beginning with the Houston Rockets in the city of Brotherly Love to take on the Philadelphia 76ers. We shall see if Joel Embiid is good to play. We'll see how Ben Simmons follow up his 22-point performance in a losing effort. John Wall, Victor Oladipo. They have this Houston team playing some good ball right now. I will look forward to watching that one. 7 p.m. ESPN. That's the beginning of your doubleheader. 9 p.m. after Zion Williamson gets done playing against John Morant, he'll turn around on a back-to-back day tomorrow at home as Damian Lillard and the Portland Trail Blazers come in to the Big Easy. We would love to see Damian Lillard do what he do best. But on the second half of that doubleheader, after you finish watching Houston and Philly go at it, 10 p.m. ESPN, the Miami Heat, the team that's not looking like the team that it was last season. Now they are in the Bay Area to take on Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. Is there a time to find a Kendrick Nunn? This will be the time because you're going against Steph Curry. Tyler Hero continue to doing Tyler Hero things. Duncan Robinson, become that snipe shooter that we know that you are. Jimmy Butler's gonna do Jimmy Butler things. Bam Adebayo's gonna do Bam Adebayo things. But on the other side is Steph Curry, Draymond Green. I believe James Wiseman is healthy now, so I think he should be in there. I could be wrong. Kelly Oubre, he's up and down, so we don't know which Kelly Oubre we're gonna get from the Golden State Warriors when it comes to tomorrow. We should see on that one. But that's a game to watch. But if you're looking for another game to watch, try to find you a station because it's the Utah Jazz, the top team in the NBA, taking on the Los Angeles Clippers, and I expect Paul George and Kawhi Leonard to be back for that game. So Paul George, Kawhi Leonard versus Donovan Mitchell, Spider Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, and that Utah Jazz team who is on a roll. For the Utah Jazz to get the number 8, they have to go through the Clippers. Let's see how that game goes. And then for Thursday, I'm going to leave you off with Thursday. Round 2 of the Milwaukee Bucks Toronto Raptors series. In Milwaukee yet again. 7:30 TNT. So be prepared. If one of these games is not good to watch because since they're playing back-to-back, some starters might be rested. Who knows? We shall see. But best believe one game game 1 you might have some starters rested. Game 2 you might have some starters rested. But best believe this is a back-to-back series. Tonight and Thursday. We'll see how these goes. Milwaukee needs both wins, by the way. Man, Toronto needs both wins too, but more than Milwaukee because you're not in the conversation for the East no more because it's all about Brooklyn. And speaking of Brooklyn, they are the second of the doubleheader on TNT. Because after you finish watching Toronto and Milwaukee Part 2, Brooklyn's in LA to take on the Lakers. Even though they will be without AD, it's still LeBron James. And that means Dennis Schroeder need to step up. Kyle Kuzma's going to have to step up. Montrezl Harrell going to have to step up. Marc Gasol going to have to step up. Because Kyrie Irving is coming with Kevin Durant and James Harden. So your Thursday doubleheader is a good one. Toronto, Milwaukee, 7:30. And head out to the West Coast. Brooklyn and LA. Even though they'll be without Anthony Davis, I still look forward to watching that game. So those are the matches that you got for the NBA coming up. It's a lot to continue to go through. It's a lot going on. You already got your basketball schedule from college and NBA. So with this being said, I will holler at you guys later. Enjoy your basketball week, and I'll holler at you when I do. The Playmaker, Donnell Silence, signing off from Jacksonville, Florida. Have a good one.